Hi, welcome to Infinity Show, where we analyze and solve pure kerfuffles from a world and beyond.
You changed. How did you change? Ah, you went back. Yes, I know, man. I tried to break away, went back to Stigmata for the opening music, so I appreciate that. Beyond. 7 winds across the Gobi Desert. You got the intro.
Blast from the past.
Everything old is new again, yes.
That's right. And old is new. Hello. I'm your host, Alexi Old. Joining me as always is Kid Native Bloody Elbow and Eugene S. Robinson from Ozzy.com and author of Fight Everything You Ever Want to Know About Asking. We're afraid you get your ass kicked for asking. Collectively, MMA Puncholes. Now, Eugene, you're the UFC. Paige VanZant fought at least one round last Sunday, live and in public, if you will, with a broken arm. She and her corner think it was the right decision to allow her to continue to fight and lose anyway. Do you?
Well, you know, there's the public face of things and there's the private face of things. Or like Hitler said, they're the secrets that we share. They're the secrets that I keep from you and the secrets about future events as yet untold. You know, the news story today, and we've zagged where others have zigged. You know, if it were a male fighter, would be like, man, like when Johnny Boney Joni with the toe. Oh, that was absolutely fucking nails. His toe was busted out of his body, man. And people said, but you know, an arm is fairly occult unless there's a bone sticking out of it. And she's actually not the first. We got Johnny Boney Joni on camera. She's not the first athlete to break her arm or appendage. We've seen people. I think it was Dominic Cruz, you know, after a strike, shook his hand and he's like, yeah. And Joe Rogan said, yeah, I think his hand's probably broken. And the hand was broken. And we've seen people break legs, Anderson Silva specifically. We've seen breaks. The question is, what do you get by continuing to fight versus not? And you know who your boss is. And honest to God, when anybody's boss, like, for example, I would probably get a raise somehow, some way, if it was known to the general management public that I worked 3 nights, 24 hours, all the way through the night. Is that healthy? Absolutely not. Would it get me brownie points? Yes. The only thing that will stop her is if people like us who have zigged where others have zagged make a big deal about, is this what you have to do to be salient in the UFC? Is that really what has to happen? I am the UFC. I got my finger in the air and I'm trying to figure out which way it blows. Like, man, is she tougher than shit? She's pretty edge. She's tough too. Isn't that cool? In which case I stand up and go, my God, it is cool. And maybe a little bit of something extra in the envelope and I own it. If it's more like what we're talking about, like, what does it say? That you show up to any other job in America, you show up with a broken limb, you feel okay about going home, except for this job. What does it say? So right now we're doing the same thing, sort of putting our finger in there, except we don't care which way the wind blows. You know, if I'm the UFC, it's a wait and see.
How about you, Nate?
Hard to argue with the wait and see part, but I think it's also pretty clear she didn't gain anything by it, and she risked making the injury a lot worse. Frank Shamrock had the almost exact same break against Kung Lee, and he quit as soon as he realized it. Nobody cared. Everybody realized that.
No. He didn't quit right away. He
quit as soon as he realized it. It was like a round later, but at
the time, you also saw him shake it like Cruz did, and it was when he blocked that kick and Kung usually teaches to use both hands, and he just did it with one, and then he shook it, and he fought the rest of that round. They talked about it, and then he didn't come out for the other round. Yes.
Yeah, he didn't come out. Whereas Paige goes to the corner and says, "I think I fucked up my arm." They don't care, and they send her back out there. That to me is totally negligent. And I think the UFC really needs to, when they have their fighter seminars and their corner seminars, they really have to emphasize teaching corners to throw in the towels and to look out for their fighters. In boxing, there's no shame in it. If you're a boxing corner and your fighter's hurt, you throw in the towel. That's your job. Your job is to protect your fighter, you know, just like it's your fighter's job to protect themselves at all times. So I think it's just, I mean, call me a fuddy-duddy, whatever.
You're a fuddy-duddy.
I'm a fuddy-duddy. I'm an old fart. I mean, I'm on the wrong side. I just got called out on Facebook for being on the wrong side of the Me Too revolution today. So I take it as it comes, and I think the corner has to do their job, and their job is to protect the fighter. So that's the reality of it.
I think especially when you're talking about how little these people are paid, and then you look at David Branch talking about the Yoel Romero cancellation. It's like, I'm sleeping on the floor, I'm doing all this kind of stuff, I'm making these sacrifices. And every time, I know it's you guys, but whenever I hear these kind of stories from the Paige VanZant's broken arm, sleeping on the floor, and your fight's canceled, certain things being taken away from you, and you realize that these athletes are not being paid like elite athletes, and the fact that they're looking more like livestock or animals, like cattle, it's just kind of it's hard to continue to be gung-ho about a lot of shit. I mean, you see a situation like Usman, making a reference to being 30% when he's talking about his health, and Dana White shitting on him for it. What the fuck are you, 30%? What do you do for pay-per-view? 60%? I was like, no, you know what? I meant that I was at 30% health, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
And I'm still fighting.
Yep.
Right. And then you look at how much this dude makes. It's like, man, the athletes suck it up. Oh, I mean, it just
how much did he make for this?
I don't know, man. Some shit.
Yeah.
Amount of money.
What are you talking about? Huh? What?
Usman.
Oh, Kamaru Usman?
Yeah, how much did he make? It's there somewhere. This is knowable but unknown by us.
Yeah, we don't need to bring the whole.
You need the specifics of like, is it 12,000 or 10,000?
Yeah.
30% of this
That's right. Right.
I can look home. I'm staying at home, motherfucker.
Yeah, I tell you, it's tough, man.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been ridiculous. Injuries, mutilations.
Usman got 5,000 from Reebok. To interrupt, sorry.
What?
Usman got 5,000 from Reebok.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sure, he feels good about that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with your fucking light switch there, man? Were you trying to? Yeah, were you trying to like fuck with my world? What's happening?
What? I don't know. What's it doing? What are you seeing?
Turn around and look at that light switch. What the hell's wrong with you? Look
at the thing in the wall.
Yes.
That's my kid's. That's a 4-year-old's light switch. She knocks off the wall all the time.
Yeah, you were falling down on the job. You have one job and one job only.
It's not a real light switch. It's a toy she stuck to the wall.
I got it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So, when you brought up the Reebok pay, we were talking about brutal mutilation. So, that's a travesty in of itself. But Nate, you're Michael Bisping. After news of your fight against Vitor Belfort hit the internets, you rejected the rumor. Why not get revenge against the man who disfigured you?
I mean, why bother? Bisping can pick his fights if he even wants to fight again. And I think
I'm never gonna fight again.
I think getting the diss in on Vitor, and it's on brand for Bisping, Mr. Martyr to the steroid monsters. So I think he's doing it. I think he's handling it just fine. Why take the fight? I mean, there's nothing in it for him.
You guys are missing the basic functioning fucking thing here, and it's like showing up at the Oscars wearing the same dress that somebody else is wearing. The problem is it's both guys' retirement fight. It's like, it's my party, and I will cry if I want to. I party, not you. And so what are you gonna do? It's like those people have those divorce parties. Shit's not funny. It's not fucking funny. Oh, I'm glad you guys are still getting along. Too bad you couldn't have worked out your fucking problems before you dragged us all through a wedding and a divorce. It's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to fight a guy who's also retiring. What? Why don't we do? I got an idea. Why don't I fight Vitor Belfort in Brazil? Our last fight. Come on. Well, he gets the hand job and I get what? The load? Forget it. Sorry. I don't like to work blue, but
does anyone have a nickname in MMA? The Load.
I do. I just wanted to lay my claim. I wanted to lay my claim to it.
Eugene, the Load Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, that could go all over the place. Loads and loads. Here he is. Sorry.
You want me to bring my load to UFC 219?
I'll blow it all over the place. Man, this is why we are where we are. Yeah. Hold on, so what was the premise? Who was Nate supposed to be? I've lost
Michael
track.
Bisping, man.
I got it. All right. So I interrupted you, Nate.
And you answered the question. I think.
I interrupted you, but I it stomped all over you. Okay.
Yeah.
He blew his load all over it. The load.
Well, I mean, the thing, Bisping is also given an interesting reason. He said that he doesn't like him, and also something I discovered as a man, you know, an aging. Hey, how about that? I'm younger than Sade, whose birthday it is today. How about that? Yeah, that's right. So as a man,
she's prettier.
Yeah, that's true. As a man of a certain age, I start to like, you know, my sole goal from the moment I open my eyes to when I close my eyes is doing the least amount of shit that I do not like. There's no reason for it, you know? So, do you want to, I mean, you realize if you've been married for any length of time, you know, like long-term marrieds, you get married up to like 20 years or something like that, like I used to be. Hey, man, people say, hey, we're going to go over to the Deanders. You want to come? No. That's it. Not a long discussion. As I get older, I'm not doing shit that I don't like doing. So why would I fight? Why would I fight Belfort? What does that prove?
Man, so revenge, man. You know.
Actually, and this is where it perfectly fits into the older guy narrative. I would rather shit on the cake of some new up and comer as my swan song than just beat another old guy. Nah. It's like bringing sand to the beach. Don't need it. Don't need two old guys in there.
Man, so he should have his retirement fight against CM Punk.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's some smart. That's Joe Silva-esque matchmaking, man. You know, CM Punk. My God, is that guy still in factor?
He's still talking occasionally about fighting.
He might be now, man.
Hey, would it be that bad if I just start like fucking hashtagging him and attacking CM Punk through the social media? Would that get me anywhere? Do you think?
I don't think so. Well, get you where? Like what? I don't know.
I guess that you would have to answer that question. Where would you like to get it? Where would you like it to get you before you? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Somebody told me that I should start attacking that cat from Bensonhurst, AJ Benzi, but some guy. He's been on Joe Rogan a lot, and Ben shit. God.
Gazi.
I can't remember. Anyway, never mind. No, he's the guy who got slapped on the Howard Stern show.
Nothing.
Never mind. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep.
And that's kind of like we're kind of limping into the heel turn, Kid Nate.
Well, at least I'll be quiet. At least I'll be quiet.
Well, speaking of Vitor Belfort, the heel turn is the UFC not paying him for Uriah Hall not making weight and not fighting. Like,
are you serious?
Seriously, like they stiffed Belfort. I don't know. I mean, and Belfort, I'm no Belfort apologist, but dude showed up ready to fight. Like, pay the man, Dana. What the fuck? Like, there's no excuse for that. And I can't fathom that that's not in their contracts. That, you know, I guess since Vitor didn't make weight, they're saying, hey, you know, but that's the heel turn. The ripping off of fighters has reached the point where it's materially impacting the fan experience because so many fighters are pulling up sick and not taking fights and not fighting because they're just tired of getting fucked over. And it's at the point where it's not even fun. I mean, even the biggest waterhead on the sites can't defend the UFC anymore. I mean, used to, if you criticize UFC, whoa, and now hardly anybody defends the UFC. They still hate the fighters and don't care that they don't get paid, but they're hating on the UFC too. So this is just ridiculous. Pay the fighters, Dana. Pay the fighters.
But that's kind of weird, though. You just mentioned how fighters are calling in sick. Paige getting right, and that's what you talk about, Eugene. But Paige fighting sick. And
Well,
Usman fighting sick. What's the?
that's in the
yeah. Because it's a categorical issue, right? I mean, those when they were trying to do that fighters union before McNuggets went supernova, when they were trying to do that, it takes a certain Thaddeus Konwicki is a minor apocalypse. It takes a certain person of a certain stature, right? And you got alphas, betas, and zetas. And if you're an alpha, you actually have something to lose, but people listen to you, right? You're making the bit like before you got the 135 mil, McNuggets was a guy, people were listening to him. He was an alpha. If he's going to say something and hold up the fucking train, more power to him. But the betas who filed in behind and then got screwed when he stepped out, they got no sway, man. And the zetas, those are the people who, like I said on the Show Stomper, who are like, they're the least fun people to watch because it's like watching people with musical chairs who didn't get the chair. They're fighting because maybe they're delusional, thinking, it'll be different for me. I got a real chance here, and they're blinded by the lights, and they're under 26. Or they got no fucking reasonable options, and that's like watching people in porn who don't want to be fucking in porn. It's a drag,
Damn, I don't want to be fucking in porn. Blinded by the light.
Yep.
Hey, I always thought that line was "Wake up like a douche."
Another runner in the night.
Oh, the oldies. So Eugene.
Yes, sir.
Who's in your Lost Battalion this week?
We could almost say who's not in the Lost Battalion, but I have a special reserve. Yeah. That was the mistiest fucking thing you ever did. For those of you who couldn't see because I was talking, I said, who's not in the Lost Battalion? And Alexi goes, me. I'm not in the Lost Battalion. That's a prescription for where'd he go? Where'd he go?
It's getting misty over by here.
Chris Weidman somewhere. No, I mean, I want to call out for special note. Just because he knew the stakes were high, and the stakes were high, and it really does me good to see a guy dig down deep and come up, put everything on the line and dig down deep and come up with a fantastic loss like Michael Johnson did. It really is a character-defining issue that somehow he found a way to lose to a fucking Darren Elkins who inexpertly applied a rear naked choke that any of the kids that trained jiu-jitsu with me could have gotten out of, but somehow scuttled Michael Johnson. And for that, I want to put him in the Lost Battalion. However, I cannot put him in the Lost Battalion because he didn't say anything misty afterward like Elkins did about it's my time. Maybe now I gotta get my title shot. What the fuck? I even got the quote wrong. I was so gobsmacked when he said it. So just to do some accounting, Michael Johnson, straight to Bellator, bye-bye. Darren Elkins, Lost Battalion. Didn't see that coming, did you? I mean, man, bro, what the fuck? You barely got by Johnson. You were getting beaten from pillar to post, and you want a title shot? Nah, man, that's like we're gonna call them the Jessicas. These are very specifically the Misty Awards from the movie Play Misty for Me, where the character's name was Jessica. So they got the Oscars, they got the Tonys. These are the Jessicas, and the one this week is going to go to for Darren Elkins for saying, and his timing was much better than his fight timing. Even it was really fucking beautifully perfect. It's like, you win, you really gutted it out. He goes, I've won enough in a row. And it was like, oh my God, it was like a Hail Mary. He's not going to go for it. I've won enough in a row. And it seems like, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect my title shot. I was like, yeah, he did it. He reached down and yanked defeat from the jaws of victory. What the fuck are you thinking? So he's in the Lost Battalion. Like I say, Johnson is gone. He's a gicked. Gick's gonna gicked, and he gicked, and I'm predicting that he's in that unhelpful headspace where no matter what he does next, he's gonna be thinking about what he did last, and that's gonna fuck him. That's gonna fuck him up. So he's there, and there was one other person who I wanted to. Here, you know what I'm putting in there, and if you haven't seen it, and I didn't mention it on the Show Stomper, if you haven't mentioned it, heard it, mention it. the effort to somehow sanction or censure a Johnny Boney Joni for what apparently allegedly was a dirty drug test. That shit is in the Lost Battalion. If you haven't been able to read the signs and the symbols, the signals and the rhymes and the riddles, if you haven't been able to figure that out, Jack, oh, he took a polygraph. We know that shit. But that's not, it's a drum beat. It's a drum beat. You know, the guy having the press conference, oh, we think that he's unwitting. Oh, why? Because they got nothing. Right now, Johnny Boney Joni is a UFC's Mad Max. You want to get out of here, you come to me, right? Because you can get away with paying Johnny Boney Joni fucking less than any one of the Diaz's are going to ask, because he realizes he's fucked up. He's got to do something to get back in good graces, you know, and he doesn't live in Stockton. So if you're not seeing that that's what the drum is beating for, don't ask for whom the drum tolls. I'm taking bang the drum slowly and bell tolls and trying to combine them, but I realize I can't do it. Sorry, can't do it.
Well, you tried. Thanks.
I did try. It's sometimes some. Yeah, that's right. That is a fucking epigram for the show right there. Our light switches are crooked, man. And not only that, it's pleasantly and piquantly off skew from the Brian Jones thing too. Yeah. It's almost like you did it to make the OCD in me like nuts.
Look at the poster behind you. It's never straight. Never.
No, but this is like Fritz Lang, man. This is studied. This is like German expressionism. I said, you know how long I worked on getting that exact.
To get the glare just perfect, so you can't read the title.
Well, the glare. You don't need to read the title. It suggests. It's a suggestion.
I see.
Man, thanks for joining us. Follow us on Twitter at Eugene S. Robinson, Lex the Old Kid Nate, Facebook MMA Pincholis. Please give a thumbs up, Eugene.
Pincholis! Sorry.
Leave comments, YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on YouTube, MMA Nation on iTunes. Visit Bloody Elbow. Buy Oxbows and Black Duke wherever fire music is sold. Check out the show Stomper.
Yep. Patreon.com/The Stomper.
That's right.
And you know that was named after my favorite street move, actually. I couldn't say that before, but I can say it now. Immediately
following this show, be sure to check out our new show, If the Shoes Fit. Eugene, how do they do that? How do they check it out?
Well, right now, we're going to log off. And then we're going to log right back on If the Shoes Fit. If you want the link, it's right below the image that you're viewing, which means we're going to go off. And within 3 minutes, we're going to be back.
That's right. And for this show,
it's really one show divided in two.
That's right.
Much like your testes, if you have them.
Oh,
man, I'm free from that.
We'll be back next week with another Saw If I Did It, and we don't know what we can talk about yet because apparent mistakes have yet to be made.